Oops, I did it again. I went to the retirement community sale and I got art by listed artists, unusual sculptures, fine jewelry by famous artists, signed pieces, vintage clothing, pottery, you name it, it's in here. Stay tuned. I'll show you everything I can. Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the channel again. My name is Liz and I'm a part-time reseller here in Maryland. In today's video, I take you with me to a huge sale at a local retirement community where I stumble across the score of a lifetime. So here we start a relatively extensive haul, so I will be going a little bit faster than last time. There are a few items I have not identified, but I will put screenshots up and comps for things that I have identified. So we'll just start left to right so I can keep everything straight. I did buy a few other pieces of artwork, but they're not really worth showing. They're more like local interest and not big money makers. Probably not something that you guys can learn from, for example. Their artwork is very inexpensive. I did not spend a lot and I will still make a profit on those. So this is by Shipley. I believe the back of this, it has a bunch of like fuzz and dust on it. I actually love this rustic frame. Tells a little bit more about this artist. James Nicholson Shipley, I've forgotten his name. He is a Baltimore artist. He is well known for Native American paintings on board like this one. So this has some value. I think it's really beautiful. I'm not sure this is actually captured, like how beautiful this is. It looks almost like a print, I think, in video, but when you can see the texture in the paint in person and like the nuances of color that he used on the face are just amazing, just amazing. I could not resist this. Now this did make me want to say the word neat a lot. Those of you who know. I don't think this is very valuable, but I do think it's very evocative. And if you are a fan of that famous cult classic, then you might want this in your home. But it's got that like mid-century kitschy thing going that I loved. $6. Could not find that artist. Maybe someone in the family painted it and that's why they kept it so long, because I believe it had been there for a while. Okay, so we'll dive into some of these smalls. There are a few things, like I said, I wasn't able to find a value for. I didn't yet look up these dishes from, I believe they're from Bahrain. It looks like the person maybe went back every year and picked one out. This was when I first walked in the door and I was like, those are so cool. And I just grabbed them for $1 a piece. So not super duper valuable. I have had, at least I don't think they are super valuable. I'll check it out. But I have had pieces by this company before. I can't even read it to remember how to pronounce it. It's either Naimal, kind of mid-century. This is a cute little trinket dish. Not super valuable, but worth picking up for 50 cents. Prices are very low there. I've never had one of these leather wrapped dishes before, and I really wish they hadn't put the price tag on the outside when you have ceramic, but what are you gonna do? I think it was $3, and I loved this face. I love things with faces, and so that does have some value. Now this dish is so exquisite. The shape, the iridescence, it's in great condition. I was typing it in as a glass dish, and now that I'm looking at it, it is ceramic. So it is clearly stamped France in 2 spots and CM. I'll do a little research again and see if I can hunt that down. Google Lens didn't help me. It brought up all kinds of stuff, but for some reason, maybe the light on this dish is kind of teardrop shaped, this sort of Art Deco, maybe for cigarettes, but it could be for almost anything shape. I will let you know if I find it. I love figural pottery. I'm not sure this person was an accomplished potter, but I just thought these little animals on here were so cute. I couldn't help myself. The pottery this time was really, really fun. I have this cute little mirror. I don't think this is super old. I think it's like a vintage repro of an antique, but I do think that it will sell in my booth or online, and it was $1, so how could I help myself? I often do not, I'm gonna turn this so that it doesn't show things we don't wanna show, like the pile of wrapping paper on the floor behind me. These are signed. I can't see if it's Glock or Gluck. These have that kind of Henri vibe. They got that German look. I believe they are German. I can't read all the writing. I'll throw up some comps based on Google Lens. But I'm going to try to find that exact artist for you as well. Definitely worth whatever I paid for them, a couple dollars a piece, something like that, maybe $3 for the pair. So I thought this might have some significant value. It doesn't have significant value. It is really pretty. This is like a Vermont inspired piece. The artist's name is Elizabeth Roman. I do really like it. I think it will sell in the booth. I'm not going to ship something that size that has this level of value, but I think it's really cool. I was really surprised to find what I believe are a few Murano birds. Nice clear bottoms, beautiful condition. I didn't have stickers. Here's the other one. I'll put up some comps of these. I mean, such clear glass. I actually really like these not being colored. Sorry, I was trying to look at the eyeball there. Because I feel like it seems more like a real bird. I don't know. Love it. Okay, now I know there's a joke in here somewhere. This is a Dala horse. These are wooden, I believe, Sweden. Definitely valuable, very collectible. This is sort of the medium-sized one. And I want to make a joke because I didn't even pay $1. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. How could I pass it up? Okay, moving right along. I had this metal, it's probably enamel on copper, could be some other metal. This beautiful mid-century piece. I mean, honestly, to me, it looks like this should be done by like Picasso or something. $2. There might be a signature under there, but I think that this is probably not a Picasso and not super duper valuable, but certainly worth $2 because it will probably flip for about 40 online is my guess. I have always loved these Russian boxes. I believe that each of these types of paintings represents a different folk tale. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know that the homeschooling picker and part-time picker, Matt and Kayla, they've been finding these lately. This one is not wood. This one is metal, and it has like this metal stand. Well, maybe the box itself is wood, but the stand is metal. I've never seen one with a metal stand, like a little pedestal almost. So definitely worth $1.50. If I find the folk tale, I'll throw up a comp or put some text up for you to let you know which folk tale that is, because I don't know. I did skip these candlesticks. And I have to do a multi-part haul for you. So the jewelry will be coming. I couldn't fit it all on the table. And the light actually in this room is better than the other room with the larger table. I guess these are sort of like chess pieces. I don't know. Is that what they are? Again, I like faces. They look like chess pieces to me. I don't know. Candlesticks for $2. Nice and light, easy to ship. Yes, please. I will do that. Okay. These, I had to use Google Lens because my brain wasn't working properly. I think I've mentioned this before in my videos. When you are shopping or excited about something, there goes Wesley through the pile of paper. Sorry, guys. When you are shopping, the primitive part of your brain is very awake and alert. And the part of your brain that makes really wise decisions and can think very clearly about those decisions is asleep. So if you are super keyed up in the moment at a sale, try to remind yourself to slow down, do a couple of deep breaths or something, come up with a mantra so you can turn on your not so primitive brain. In this case, I just used Google Lens to figure out what these were, and they're whistles. And it's kind of funny when you see where some of the holes for this particular piece are. I believe these are Mexican. I love stuff like this, actually. Just such a weird little thing. Sorry, little birdie. I think he's okay. So I get 2 of those, $1 each. I haven't figured out who made this pig mug, but I saw it 2 days in a row, and it's really giving Animal Farm vibes. Just really feeling it. Even if I keep it, and when I'm mad at my husband, I can give him coffee in it or something. I mean, that does kind of look like the way I look in the morning. I'm not really a morning person. Anyway, so cute. I'll figure it out. I think it will sell to someone who loves pigs if I decide to be a nice wife, which I probably will. This cat surprised me. He's kind of got that 80s, 90s kitsch thing going. Or she, I guess. I don't want to be gender, whatever. I don't want to pick a gender, but this cat did catch my eye. $3. Google Lens in the moment told me, yes, you need to grab it. So I'll show you a comp. Technically, it is vintage. Can't read the name, but it will show in the comp. I don't remember because, of course, I was in the zone. I got this little mouse. I don't know. I got those stained glass pieces last week, and look how adorable he is. This is the kind of mouse I do want in my house. So we'll see how he does. And I think, actually, one of my favorite YouTubers just found a Mara mug, or maybe it was in one of my Facebook groups, but I've never seen a Mara mug. They're almost always signed, but a little bit hard to read. They have like this kind of incised texture. It's cut into it. It's not just painted on. I've never seen a cyclist. I think I've seen like coyotes and like Southwestern motif. So I think it's really cool that it has a cyclist. I'll throw up the comp for that. In the back here, I love Kurok. This one has some great value, $3. Might have to keep it because I have a Kurok collection, sort of, which I barely ever use, but boy, do I love it. You can see underneath, I have some of the clothing. I'm going to look through that and see if I want to do a mini haul of that for you guys, if I think it's worth it, if there are teachable moments. You know, I forgot to look this guy up, but look at this piece of pottery. This glaze is amazing. $4. Signed Moscow on the bottom. I'll look it up. I can throw up a comp for you. I forgot to do that one for some reason. I was a little, there's a lot going on over here, but worth $4. So pretty. Nice and small, easy to ship. There were a lot of pieces from Russia and Germany at this sale this time. Just some really, really nice things. So I thought this was for matches, but if you look at it, it's actually not really long enough for the long matches. And when I Google lensed it, it said it was a pencil case. $3. Worth it. Whenever you see this gold, black, and red sort of folk art, botanical painting, it's almost always Russia, USSR. I couldn't resist this ironwood bear. I think it was like $2. And someone else was holding it, and I tried to talk them into buying it. I tried to be a good person, and it didn't work out. And now I have an ironwood bear. But he's worth it, so it's okay. Okay. I could not find, with a quick search, I couldn't find any comps for this tile, but I do really like this tile. And there is a name, I believe it's Ann Wilson on the back, and it is from the 70s. So I could sell it online. Will I? I'm going to try a little more to see if her work is worth shipping. I really don't like to sell stuff on Etsy that's, gosh, less than like $30 because I do free shipping. That's not too hard to ship, obviously, even though it is breakable. So I'll have to check that out and make that decision. This I actually bought for me, but maybe I'll sell it. I don't know. It's just a little glasses case, but look how pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay. This was an example of something that I was like, ooh. This was not out yesterday. This came out today. This is a local studio potter, Wild Yam. Beautiful glaze. Not very valuable. It's so interesting to me. Sometimes things that aren't that attractive are worth a lot. Maybe it's kind of like romance. The most attractive ones aren't always the ones that you should stick with. Okay, that's the lesson for today. Okay, oh, you can see my phone. So I don't buy a lot of these trays, but there was something about this tray that caught my eye. I'll put some oil on the wood and clean it up a little bit. But I don't know why I tipped it over to look. I kind of had slowed down and did some deep breathing, and it says Manning Bauman on the back. And when I saw that, I decided to look it up, and I said, you know what? It's got all of its little feet. That's a nice display piece, if nothing else, even in a booth or something like that. So I did buy that. I do probably want to show you some of the clothing, but that remains to be seen. The other art I won't show you. But I did get 3 pieces by this artist. This is like, I thought it was a spider. Anyway, the name is Galley, like a galley kitchen. And the name of this particular piece of art is Oriental Dancer. I thought it was a spider, and someone else thought that it was doing yoga. I also bought a few candlesticks. Depending on whether I continue doing the haul or not, I'll show you those candlesticks. I haven't found this artist yet. It might just be, again, a family member, and they kept some of their favorite pieces by that family member. Not sure. Oh, I forgot the most important thing to show you guys out of this grouping. So this little guy. Look at this price tag. $1. Owls, you know, it's owls. When I started looking at it, I was like, this is really like nicely made, right? It has a nice look. And I'm like, I don't know what an owl hook goes for. When I Google lensed, it's a verb now, this, I was shocked. Check out these comps for similar types of pieces. Wow. I have not heard of this artist before. Google Lens saved me. I might have sold this on Facebook for $25, which I still would have made a great profit, right? 24 times what I paid. Wait, 25 times, sorry. I'm thinking $24. But I need to know who made it. That's important in this case. Okay, I didn't shop too much of the clothing, as you can see, but I wanted to show you the pieces I got. I think the clothing was like, I don't know, $4 to $6 each, something like that. The jackets were about $4, so things were very inexpensive. I'm sure you guys know Carhartt is a great name. I don't think this is vintage Carhartt, but it is a 4XL. So like when I need like a work shirt, this is all cotton. I like it to be really big, so I'm thinking like a man would too. Now I'm not sure. Hey, is there money in the pocket? Nope, feels like trash. I'm not sure where I'll sell this. I might have to sell it in the booth, but it's possible, even though it would be too big for him, that my husband might like wearing it just because you can wear it open over something and just be really comfortable. So those do retail pretty high. I'm going to say about $45 and up for stuff like that. This Orvis vest, this is a medium weight vest. I really like these colors. At first I thought this was vintage Orvis, but I'm pretty sure it isn't. I'll show you some comps on the screen. Nice size, XL. Couldn't help it. Very inexpensive. It might have been like $3. I know that I paid $4 for this. This is really, really cool. God, why can't I ever find money in the clothing I buy? I love this. It's a little tiny bit faded, but it's got this like kind of 80s vibe going. Look at all these flags. It's kind of like a sweatshirt material. Would this be Choss or is it Chouse Sport? If you follow English rules, Choss. If you follow German, it might be Chouse. I have no idea. Let me know in the comments what you think. This is a quilted jacket. I love it. It would not fit me, but I think it's so cool. I feel like if I did sell on Depop, people would love that. Very cool. This is a really cool shirt. It has a couple of stains I need to get out, which shouldn't be a problem. Brownstone Studio. This has that 80s vibe to me. That kind of geometric, abstract print. This is like 3/4 sleeve, which I like. I don't know what they did to this shirt, but I'm going to clean it up and give it a new life. I would have worn this back in the 80s, maybe the early 90s, no shoulder pads. Anyway, I thought that was cool. And as soon as I saw these buttons, I was like, what is that? And all of my lavender clothesline training, as well as Jack Valentine training, came back to me. And I took a second look, and these are soft surroundings. Thank you, Jack. Also, probably Hustle at Home Mom. I don't think she sells this brand, but these are so cute. These are these flowy, wide leg pants. These types of pants are everywhere. I haven't looked up the comp yet for these. They're pretty big, but I'm tempted to try them just because they're kind of a cute version of sweatpants. So that's just a quick little clothing haul. I didn't devote that much time to clothing, and I only looked at it today. I didn't look at it when I went yesterday. So I still feel like, I don't know, maybe I spent 20 bucks on clothing. I think I'll do well even if I sell these things just in the booth. I feel like this jacket I might sell online. I think it's pretty easy to measure, and I think it's kind of a specialty item. This might not be worth a lot. I'm going to look up comps for Brownstone Studio and see if it's worth it. But I wanted to share it because I know some of you guys really like clothing. So thank you so much. Okay, so here's the jewelry haul part from this retirement community sale that I have shown you guys before. They just have great prices and really cool items, and it all goes to a good cause. It's amazing. But I've been skipping the jewelry lately because the crowd gets really intense, and I don't enjoy that. I have found a few things there, but they are pretty careful with what they look through, and they charge, closer to retail than I might like to pay. But today I had looked through everything else and I had slowed way down, and I decided I would go check it out for fun. And so I got a couple of costume pieces that I thought were interesting. I have not identified the artist of this piece, but I thought it was really whimsical and cute, and I fully expected it to be signed. Oh no, I just realized it's missing a piece. Oh, well, that's okay. I have a friend who can fix that for me. Right, Kiki? Anyway, I just thought that was really, really cute. And it was only $1. The blue dots were $1. I think that will sell in the booth if I'm not able to identify the artist, which I may not be able to. And I got this wooden brooch, which I just thought was really cool. I don't know how old this is. It might not be that old. It's not made by some famous designer. You can see that a person glued this on here. But I just love this. It kind of had like a mid-century modern silhouette. I don't know. I love that. So I think that will probably go in the booth too. I don't think it's worth enough to put it online. It just isn't going to bring enough money to warrant that. This is made of leather. I think this is amazing. It's like this large, I guess it's a petunia brooch, and I actually love how this cording allows some movement here. Oh gosh, I've forgotten the word. There's a word that they use for jewelry. I'll put it on the screen because I'll remember later when I don't need it. That they, oh, I know, it's a French word. Tremblant. Tremblant, like tremble without the E, but an A-N-T, when there's movement. And usually they do that, I think, with springs and with insects, especially. I've seen some of those. I have some in my Etsy shop. But anyway, these can have a lot of value. This one I think is a little bit special because it's so large and so detailed. In general, they don't bring a lot of money, but if you ever find a Chanel one, I'll throw up a comp for you. You know, I think you might know when you see it, but certainly worth paying $2, which is what I paid for this one. I paid $2 for that wooden one too. And I think it will sell for 10 or 15 in the booth. I loved these. I'm not sure if these are real turquoise or not. I think they're brass, but there was something about the way they were made, designed. I'm going to take a closer look. Certainly worth $2. Not sure too much about any other information. I didn't find any marks or anything like that. And these are really, really neat. Let me pick one up for you. I need to get my nails done, yes. And yes, people do comment about that kind of thing, so then I have to comment. I don't really mind too much if my nails need to be done here and there. So I thought these might be sterling. They don't appear to be, but they're really nicely constructed and very different and a little bit asymmetrical, but with circles, which sort of feels symmetrical to me. So I may keep those for a while. Again, I can just sell them in the booth. I paid $2. They'll sell for 10. I wouldn't normally pick up a ton of stuff like that to resell, but when I'm not sure and there are a bunch of people picking the jewelry, I like to go quickly so I don't miss out. Of course, I was late to the game this time because of what I was saying, but I grabbed these because they had this like 80s, 90s mixed metals, sort of artisanal. Can you say that with regard to jewelry? Studio kind of vibe. No marks. I think they're probably just, run-of-the-mill mixed metals. I mean, maybe brass, but I'm not 100% sure. The silver piece does kind of look like sterling, but I couldn't find any marks. Those were $4. Again, I think those could go online. I'm quite certain they're vintage based on the way they look. So those might bring 30 or something like that on Etsy, which is worth it. Easy to ship. I'm not convinced that these are not sterling and maybe even gold wire. One thing that a lot of people don't think about, if you see like bending in metals, or you see like a ding, like a tiny dent, those are going to be signs that you might have a precious metal because they're soft. If they make something like this out of stainless steel, now this is slightly hammered, so this is not a good example because it does have sort of like that denting. But if they make earrings out of stainless steel, they don't dent very easily. You know how sturdy your pans are. But if they make it out of sterling or gold, you will get some denting. So I'm not 100% sure. They are not marked, but sometimes when people make their own jewelry, they don't have the materials handy to stamp, but they do have the sterling or the gold wire handy. So I did pay $6 for those, but I still think they're really cool. I might even wear those for a while because they kind of have like a mid-century meets 1980s vibe, which I like. Now these earrings are really, really nice. They knew they were sterling. You can see the bag they came in says $925. They were $6 and they are very clearly marked sterling. They're sort of like these really specialized, kind of like hoops. There's probably a name for the style. And these are Texaco. These are Mexican earrings, heavy. I love how this this isn't a continuous hoop. It's like a spiral hoop almost. And then you've got this sort of Art Deco piece at the top. Well worth $6. I'll throw up a comp. I did find earrings just like these on Poshmark. Now I did pay up for this guy. It was the heat of the moment. He was the first piece I saw. And look at him. Hold on. It's like a 3D articulated. Another good jewelry word, right? His head swivels. Dog roots. This is Bo Sterling. I can't say I do great. He keeps turning his head like I said something funny. I can't say they bring great money, but I've never seen that one before, so I grabbed it for $10. It's probably worth about 30. I'll show you the comp. Okay. So these have that Frank Lloyd Wright look, but they actually remind me of another pair of earrings that I bought, and I think that's why I initially grabbed them, although I would have grabbed them anyway, because they are gorgeous. like I said, kind of like a Frank Lloyd Wright, almost like a window pane look. And I think these might be peridot. These, I'm not sure that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled peridot, but I've been practicing Duolingo a lot and my French takes over. Let me know if it's pronounced peridot or peridot. I guess I can look it up, but it always makes people feel good when they know. I don't know, so. Anyway, those earrings have a good value. Sorry, I skipped off. I got distracted by the whole conversation about phonics. Typical. These do have a good value. I will throw up a comp for these. I located them with Google Lens. So that app is just so useful because they are marked sterling, but I wasn't sure of some keywords or who the designer might be. So I'll show that to you. I couldn't find these exact hieroglyphic earrings. These are, to me, clearly marked sterling, but I only paid a few dollars for them. And I think these are probably garnet cabochons. That's like a rounded or domed stone. Let me see what I paid for those. I can't remember. So I paid $6, but they're well worth $6. They have semi-precious stones and they're made of sterling. So I'm cool with that. I am convinced that these earrings are vintage laurel birch. I recently purchased a bunch of vintage laurel birch from an estate sale. And so they're stuck together. I handled a bunch of her stuff. Most of her stuff is signed. These are not signed, but some of her early work isn't signed. I'll throw up a comp of a similar pair. I hunted and hunted and hunted with my Optivisor, a tool you should have if you like jewelry, which is basically a magnifier you wear on your head. It makes you look really smart and a little bit dorky. And I couldn't find a signature, but I did finally find in the smallest font imaginable on the wires the word silver, which is something I often see with a vintage laurel birch. Good value. They have a little bit of wear. And if they are vintage laurel birch, it makes sense because they're about as old as I am. So there you go. I've got wear too. No big deal. Good value there. Okay, so the last pair of earrings. Now these were marked on the bag, Carly Wright, not an artist I'm familiar with. I loved the way they looked. Look at these. They're like these panels. They remind me of like the old flagstone walkways and entryways in those mid-century like ranches. And there's a name for them. I'll throw up the comp and also the name of this style of earring by this artist. They are clearly signed and that's how they knew. Honestly, I did not look them up on site, on the actual grounds of the sale, that is. I just liked them enough that I just took the risk and I put them in my bag and checked out, and they were well worth it. So I'm really glad I visited the jewelry table, but now I'm doing that, not buyer's remorse. I have a little remorse because I didn't shop the jewelry the last time I was there. But anyway, I think I paid about $70 for everything on the table. If you want to know a value for just this, and just this pair of earrings will pay for that. So nice little jewelry haul. The light is a little dim today. Sorry about that. The weather's a little bit gloomy. So it was a great sale. I'll get back with you guys in a minute. Thanks again for joining me today on this incredible journey. I hope that you get out there soon, you find some amazing treasures to flip for huge profits, and you know I always hope that you never stop searching. I'll see you guys next time.